Have you ever walked through a quiet country field and wondered, how do the Amish, with their simple tools and old-world ways, grow such remarkably abundant harvests? While the rest of the world leans harder into machines, chemicals, and high-tech farming, these humble folks, without electricity, without engines, are coaxing more food from the earth than many modern farmers ever do. Not just once in a while, but season after season, decade after decade. Their yields rival and often surpass those of massive industrial farms. And they do it without spending a fortune. So what's their secret? It's not something you'll find bottled in a store or advertised on a billboard. It's quiet, it's humble, and it's growing under your feet. The Amish rely on 5 unassuming plants, often overlooked, sometimes even dismissed as weeds, to nurture their soil, repel pests, and create the kind of harvests that make neighbors stop and stare. Today, I want to take you by the hand and walk you down those dusty, sunlit paths, past the wooden fences and into the fields. We'll visit each of these plants, not through the lens of science alone, but through stories passed down from one calloused hand to the next. If you're ready to farm like the old masters, using what's already been given, instead of what has to be bought, then let's begin. Our first stop is a plant you probably stepped on today without thinking twice. 1. Clover, the quiet alchemist of the soil. Out in the meadows and between the garden rows, you'll often spot a soft green carpet, 3 leaf clusters gently waving in the breeze. That's clover. To most, it's a lawn nuisance. To the Amish, it's a treasured friend. You see, clover knows how to do something remarkable. It doesn't just grow, it gives. Its roots partner with tiny soil-dwelling allies, bacteria called rhizobia, that can take nitrogen straight from the air and tuck it neatly into the soil. What's in the air, free and invisible, becomes a gift for the plants growing nearby. 1 acre of clover can quietly deliver over 200 pounds of nitrogen every year. That's $100 worth of fertilizer that never had to come in a sack. And this isn't harsh synthetic stuff. It's gentle, living nutrition that helps build soil over time. Amish farmers often sow clover after harvest or let it blanket their fields over the winter. Come spring, it's turned back into the earth, a living mulch, brimming with life. One farmer told me, clover makes the soil soft. It gives it breath. And he's right. Its roots break through hard pan like tiny chisels, letting water flow, easing drought stress, and creating a home for worms and microbes alike. If you want to try this in your garden, it's as simple as scattering some seed. Plant in early spring or early autumn. Rake it in gently and keep it moist. Before long, those little leaves will start their quiet work, feeding your soil and softening your land. Now, from quiet green to something with a little more heat. 2. Horseradish, the spicy guardian. Beneath the surface of an Amish potato patch, something unexpected stirs, a bold, crinkled-leafed plant with roots that bite back. Horseradish. We know it for the sting it brings to our sinuses, but underground, it's doing even more. Horseradish is nature's pest deterrent. Those same compounds that give it its fiery flavor, glucosinolates, act like a silent alarm to soil pests. Beetles, nematodes, and creepy crawlers avoid it like smoke. Generations ago, Amish farmers noticed that potatoes planted near horseradish seemed untouched by pests. One tale tells of old Eli, a farmer who planted horseradish in neat rows around his crop while his neighbor mocked him for wasting space. When harvest came, Eli's potatoes were clean, plump, and whole. His neighbor's riddled with holes. He laughed at planting, Eli said with a grin, but I laughed at digging. And horseradish keeps watch for years. One plant can live for 2 decades, It needs little care, and when the season turns, those thick roots are harvested for sauces, feasts, and winter warmth. It's protection with a kick. Want to try it? Plant horseradish roots in the spring, a few feet apart, especially near your potatoes. By autumn, you'll have fewer pests and a spicy treat to boot. From strong roots to sweet leaves, let's turn now to a plant with a softer touch. 3. Basil, the sweet-scented shield. When dusk falls on Amish porches, something curious happens. Families gather, candles flicker, and laughter fills the air, but there are no mosquitoes. Why? Basil. This aromatic herb does more than flavor sauces. It acts as a living shield. Its oils, rich in eugenol and citronellol, scramble the senses of hungry insects, mosquitoes, fruit flies, tomato hornworms. They just can't find what they're looking for. One Amish grandmother leaned in and whispered, "Plant basil near your tomatoes." The bugs disappear, and the tomatoes grow sweeter. There's something enchanting about sitting on a porch in midsummer, basil growing in clay pots at your feet, the air filled with its soft perfume, and not a single bug bite on your arms. Some Amish families grow heirloom basil varieties with extra strong oils passed down for generations. Scientists have tested these oils and found them nearly as effective as chemical repellents. For hours at a time. To grow basil is simple. Start from seed indoors, then transplant outside after the last frost. It loves warmth and sun. Pinch the tops often to encourage bushy growth, and don't forget to use it in the kitchen. A few leaves in a salad or stew, and you'll remember why this herb has been beloved for centuries. Let's move now to a plant you won't find in the spice aisle, but one that works wonders underground. 4. Comfrey, the deep-rooted healer. If there were a plant that could reach down and pull treasure from the depths of the earth, it would be comfrey. With broad, scratchy leaves and a strong, earthy smell, comfrey isn't flashy, but beneath the soil, its roots dig deep, 10 feet or more, pulling up minerals that other plants can't touch. Potassium, calcium, phosphorus, all gathered and stored in its lush green leaves. Amish gardeners call it green gold. They chop it down, sometimes 5 or 6 times a season, and lay it at the feet of the vegetables like a gift. It breaks down slowly, feeding the soil in perfect time. "God made nothing to waste," an old farmer once told me, slicing comfrey with a pocket knife. Even the leaves that fall feed the next. Comfrey also loosens soil, helping plants find air and water more easily. It's a quiet hero, turning barren patches into living earth. But be warned, once planted, it's hard to remove. Choose your spot wisely, and it will feed your land for generations. To grow it yourself, plant a small root cutting in early spring, give it space, and watch it flourish. You'll never look at a pile of mulch the same way again. Last but not least, we come to the showstopper, the flower with a fiery temper. 5. Marigold, the garden's golden defender. Marigolds light up an Amish garden like fireworks. But they're more than just pretty faces. These bright blossoms are fierce protectors. Lined along vegetable beds, marigolds keep away some of the most destructive garden pests. Their roots release compounds that repel nematodes, while their scent confuses many flying insects. But that's not all. They attract allies, too. Ladybugs, parasitic wasps, pollinators, all drawn in by the vibrant color and gentle nectar. It's a living balance, one the Amish have long understood. Planting marigolds is a family affair. Children save the seeds, tuck them into handmade paper envelopes, and help plant them come spring. A single row of marigolds can protect an entire bed, and they'll bloom until the frost kisses them goodbye. Want to try it? Sow seeds after the last frost, near the base of your vegetables. Not only will your garden glow, but it'll grow stronger too. And there you have it, 5 quiet champions of the Amish garden: Clover, the invisible fertilizer; horseradish, the spicy protector; basil, the aromatic guardian; comfrey, the deep earth miner; marigold, the golden sentinel. These plants aren't just tools, they're traditions, wisdom rooted in soil, passed from hand to hand. They don't require a subscription, a battery, or a how-to manual, just patience, care, and a willingness to listen to the land. So, if you're ready to grow a garden that gives back, one that feeds your family and the soil beneath your feet, start with these 5. You may just find yourself growing more than food. Which one are you most excited to try? Share it down in the comments. If this inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more time-honored growing wisdom, and share this with someone who loves to grow things the old-fashioned way.